This is the Traeger Grill's Pro 22 wood pellet grill and smoker. A bronze barrel-style cooker on a wide sawhorse chassis with a side lift bar, chunky all-terrain wheels, a short chimney stack, and a big arched handle that feels sturdy. The look is classic and purposeful. It's powder-coated alloy steel about 27 inches deep, 41 inches wide, and 49 inches tall, and it weighs in around 125 pounds, so it sits planted and steady. The cooking chamber gives you 2 porcelain-coated racks for a total of 572 square inches, which is enough room for a couple of pork butts, racks of ribs, or a whole family's worth of burgers. Key features that define how it cooks are straightforward. You get a digital Pro controller with a simple dial, 25-degree steps, and advanced grilling logic that aims to hold temps within about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. It's rated for 180 degrees Fahrenheit up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. The hopper holds 18 pounds of 100% hardwood pellets. It has a clean outdoor so you can swap flavors or empty it for storage. There's a plug-in meat probe so you can track doneness without popping the lid. No Wi-Fi, no app. In my opinion, that's the point of this model. It's for people who want wood-fired flavor with a minimal learning curve and a tactile, screen-free experience. I'll be honest about my early concerns. I worried about the 450 Fahrenheit ceiling and whether it could give me a proper crust on steaks or burgers. I also wondered how stable the temps would be on a dial-based controller and what the maintenance routine would really feel like for day-to-day use. From my experience covering pellet grills and gathering owner feedback, those questions come up a lot for first-time buyers, and the Pro 22 answers most of them with consistent, predictable performance at the temps that matter for smoking and roasting. For low and slow cooks in the 200 to 300 degree Fahrenheit range, this thing hums along. Even heat across the grates, gentle convection, and clean wood smoke are what you notice first. Brisket, ribs, pork shoulder, whole chickens, turkeys, this is where it shines. It's perfect for the set it and relax rhythm. You dial in 225 or 250 degrees Fahrenheit, drop a probe into the meat, and let the auger and fan do the busy work. The flavor is the classic pellet profile, mellow, clean, and not as heavy as stick burner smoke. Great for families and for people who prefer balance over punch. When you push higher in the 400s, it bakes and roasts nicely, but searing is the limitation you should plan around. If you want a deep, sizzling crust on a steak, the stock 450 degree Fahrenheit cap won't get you there on the grates alone. The workaround I like is a preheated cast iron skillet or griddle right on the grate. Smoke the steak to target temp, then sear hard in the pan. It's simple and it works. You can do the same for smash burgers, fajitas, or searing off reverse smoked pork chops. If you want even more smoke character at low temps, a small smoke tube filled with pellets is a cheap add-on that boosts intensity without fuss. Usability is where the Pro 22 feels friendly. Turning a physical dial is oddly satisfying, and you don't have to babysit an app or a connection. The large wheels roll over pavers or grass, the sidebar makes it easier to tip and move, and the porcelain-coated grates scrape clean without drama. I like the hopper clean-out door more than I expected. It lets me run hickory for ribs, then swap to apple or cherry for poultry without mixing flavors. The single meat probe is fine for casual cooks, but if you love precision, a trusted third-party thermometer gives you extra confidence. There's one habit that matters more than any accessory: keeping the fire pot clear of ash and sawdust. Pellet grills make heat by feeding pellets into a small cup where a hot rod lights them and a fan feeds the fire. Ash builds up. If it piles too high, airflow suffers, temps dip, the controller feeds extra pellets, and you can get a dirty burn or a sudden spike when the extra fuel catches. A quick vacuum of the fire pot and bottom of the barrel every couple of cooks avoids that headache. In my opinion, this simple routine is the difference between rock-steady performance and frustration. Line the drip tray with heavy-duty foil, empty the grease bucket, and you're set. Also, keep pellets dry in a sealed bin. Moisture-swollen pellets can crumble or jam the auger. Assembly is straightforward. It's basically attaching legs and braces, the sidebar, handle, chimney, and shelves. Because it's heavy, it's a 2-person lift to stand it up safely. Before the first cook, do a burn-in. Run it on smoke to clear oils and season the chamber, then bring it up to a higher temp to cure the paint. It's a one-time step that sets you up for better flavor and a cleaner interior later. Let's talk feel and build. The Pro 22 stance is wide and reassuring. The chassis has that linebacker vibe, and the lid shuts with a firm thump. The bronze finish looks premium, but still tough enough to live outdoors with a cover. Like any mass-produced cooker, some owners report minor cosmetic blemishes out of the box. That doesn't define the unit's durability, but it's fair to set expectations. Day to day, what stands out is how uncomplaining it is once you've got a rhythm. Load pellets, set temp, let it cruise. From my experience curating notes from long-term owners, cold and windy days can challenge temperature control. A thermal blanket helps keep heat in and pellets usage down. Opening the lid repeatedly also swings temps, so plan your cooks, trust the probe, and peak less. The Pro 22's analog simplicity means fewer bells and whistles to fail. If you want Wi-Fi or an app, you'll miss it here. If you prefer to focus on the cook instead of a screen, that simplicity becomes a real plus. In my opinion, the Pro 22 is a sweet spot for folks who want authentic wood-fired results without paying for connected features or chasing max heat. It turns out tender ribs, juicy chicken, and even wood-fired pizza with a stone. It bakes cornbread and roasts vegetables beautifully. It's perfect for families, backyard gatherings, and anyone who likes reliable results with minimal drama. I'd recommend this for new pitmasters who want to learn by cooking, for experienced grillers who value consistency and flavor over app control, and for people who mostly smoke and roast but still want to do occasional high-heat work with a cast iron assist. A few quick best practices that have served me well as guidance for new owners. Use quality hardwood pellets, keep them dry, vacuum ash regularly, do the burn-in, run a cast iron for sear, and consider a cover if it lives outside. Do those things and the Pro 22 pays you back with steady temps, clean smoke, and stress-free cooks. In conclusion, the Traeger Pro 22 lives up to its reputation as an easy, dependable pellet grill and smoker. It leans into what pellet cooking does best, set and forget temperature control and gentle, even heat, while keeping the user experience simple and hands-on. It won't replace a ripping hot charcoal grill for pure sear, but paired with a skillet, it covers almost everything most backyard cooks want to make. If you value flavor, repeatable results, and a no-nonsense control scheme, this bronze workhorse deserves a spot on the patio. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own Pro 22 tips in the comments. Thank you for watching.